Democratic Minnesota politician fatally shot. Another incident in political motivated assassination. The Salem, who is still at large, was identified as 57-year-old advanced border by the state's Public Safety Commission. A massive search continued Saturday for a 57-year-old Minnesota man after an early morning attack that left a Democratic Minnesota lawmaker and her husband dead and the second Democratic lawmaker and his wife injured in a separate political motivated shooting, authorities said. On Saturday afternoon, Minnesota Public Safety Commissioner Bob Jacobs identified the shooting suspect as Vance Baldwin. Jacobs described him as 6'1" with brown hair, wearing a light-colored cowboy hat and a dark long-sleeve collar shirt or coat. Jacobson urged the public not to approach voters if they see him. You should consider him armed and dangerous, and you should call 911 immediately, Jacobs said. The FBI is offering $50,000 reward for information that leads to Baldwin's arrest. Officials say the suspect, a gunman, impersonated law enforcement wearing a vest, blue long-sleeve shirt, and what looks like a badge to gain access to the legislator's home. NBC News has obtained several new photo investigators in Minnesota believe they have found Balder at the home of at least one victim. Two of the photos show a man at the door of a home in a long-sleeve shirt and who appears to be a vest that looks similar to the bulletproof vest often worn by law enforcement. One of the photos obtained by NBC News appears to match an image the FBI released on X, showing a man at the door, but zoomed in closer to his face and less pixelated. It appears the man may have been wearing a mask or a bald cap based on the creases on his face. Another photo is a blurry image of a man walking alone and wearing a cowboy hat, similar to a photo shown by law enforcement at a press conference identifying Baldwin. Investigators told an SUV allegedly belonging to the suspect that either looks like or is a police vehicle equipped with a flashing light, ramming bumper, spotlights, and more. State Representative Melissa Horton, Brooklyn Park, and her husband Mark were killed in what appeared to be a political motivated assassination, Governor Tim Walz said at a news conference. State Senator John Hoffman Chapman and his wife Yvette were severely injured, Walz said. They remain hospitalized and their conditions were not immediately available. Both lawmakers are members of Minnesota Democratic former Labor Party, and their respective homes are located about 8 miles apart in the suburbs north of Minneapolis. This was an act of targeting political violence. Walz said peaceful discourse is the foundation of our democracy. We don't settle or justice with violence or at gunpoint. Speaking of an NBC affiliate, Care of Indianapolis, Balder's friend and roommate said the suspect sent him a text message around 6 a.m. indicating he might die. I may be dead shortly, so I just wanted to let you know that I love you guys both, and I wish it hadn't gone this way. The message is read according to Carson. From Balder's friend or roommate or something. Made questions about the suspect out of Care, K-A-R-E, reported Carson as saying Bolter was a supporter of President Donald Trump. However, Carson told the station he wasn't aware of his friend's death on local politicians. NBC News spoke to a Minnesota Democratic legislator who said they were beyond devastated by the shooting. They said they were currently hiding safe and asked not to be named out of fear for their safety. Jeff Blodgett, St. Paul-based Democratic strategist who was a campaign manager for the late Senator Paul Wellstone and the state director for both Barack Obama's presidential campaign, knew Melissa Horton well. He described her as a tremendous leader. This is obviously the result of some sick, angry mind who thinks they have to play out their politics to the gun, Law just said. Police responded to Hoffman's home in Chapman about 2 a.m. Law enforcement in Brooklyn Park then went to check proactively on Hoffman at her home since she is also a lawmaker in the area. Brooklyn Park Police Chief Mark Bewley said at Saturday's news conference where there appears to be bullet holes were found on the home's rear front door. Around 3:35 a.m., Brooklyn Park police officers encountered an individual who immediately fired at them, said Drew Evans, the superintendent of the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. They exchanged gunfire before the suspect fled out of the back of the house, authorities said. Brody said they found a manifesto inside the suspect's vehicle and with the names of other lawmakers and officials. It's unclear who is on the list. The list targeted prominent people in Minnesota who advocated for reproductive rights, including many Democratic lawmakers who have been outspoken about their position in favor of reproductive rights. An official who has seen the list told NBC News law enforcement agencies in Minnesota were at locations with those individuals to provide security and protections while the investigations into any politician list is ongoing, according to a senior law enforcement official. We have people of interest that we are looking for, Ruby said. President Trump said Saturday morning that he was briefed on the shooting and that Attorney General Pam Bondi and the FBI are assisting in the investigation. They will be prosecuting anyone involved to the fullest extent of the law, Trump said in a statement. Such horrific violence will not be tolerated in the United States of America. Or 55, a former state House Speaker, was a DFL co-authored of several pieces of legislation this session, including a constitutional amendment guaranteeing equal rights under the law to all individuals and the bill condemning Trump's pardons of violence, January 6 September. Hoffman is the chief author of an omnibus bill this session that touches on issues such as aging and older adult services. In a social media post, Senator Amy Klobuchar, Democrat from Minnesota, called the shooting a stunning act of violence. I'm thankful for all of the law enforcement who are responding in real time, she wrote on X. My prayers are with the Hortman and Hoffman's family. Both legislators are close friends and devoted to their families and public service. The shootings are the latest in the strings of seemingly lone wolf, potentially motivated violence. Last year, there were 2 assassination attempts against Trump during his 2024 presidential campaign. The first was at a rally in Belleville Park, Pennsylvania, in July by a 20-year-old named Thomas Matthew Cook, who was killed by a Secret Service sharpshooter. Ryan Roth, 59, has been charged on suspicions of assassination attempt after being found camping out with a firearm where Trump was golfing in West Palm Beach, Florida. In September, he has pleaded not guilty and faces trial later this year. And other acts of violence in January, soldiers detonated a Tesla Cybertruck outside of Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. In April, the suspect set fire to Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's home over his position on Israel and Palestine. In May, 2 Israeli embassy staffers were shot dead outside of Washington, D.C., Capitol Jewish Museum. Also in May, a car bomb outside of California fraternity clinic killed 1 person injured by anti-nationalist ideology. Saturday shooting also came on the same day as sweeping rallies took place nationwide, including Minnesota, in opposition to Trump and organized under the slogan "No Kings." A major parade was also held in Washington, D.C. in the evening in honor of the Army's 250th birthday, coinciding with Trump's 79th birthday. The No Kings events in northeast Minnesota, Wisconsin, Minnesota State Patrol asked people to stay away from public demonstrators while suspect is on the loose. Flyers were found inside the suspect's vehicle with the writing of peace. Police said in a photo shared on X, though it is unclear if there is any connection to the protest. Given the targeted shooting of state lawmakers overnight, we are asking the public to not attend today's planned demonstration across Minnesota out of an abundance of caution, the state patrol said. Former Arizona Representative Gabby Giffords, a shooting survivor who now advocates for gun safety, said she was horrified and heartbroken by the latest violence against lawmakers. An attack against lawmakers is an attack on American democracy itself, she said in a statement. Leaders must speak out and condemn the fomenting violence extremists that threatens everything this country stands for.